mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. One chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
So with the conclusion of Boruto episode 288 again, the Boruto anime is getting a lot of heat on its quote-unquote arts and animation. Now, the decline in compared to the earlier years of the Boruto series and art animation is definitely visible. You can just take it just watching the first 30 episodes, even going as far as saying the first 65, because we know 65 at the time was the greatest episode in all of Naruto franchise. But those first 65 episodes, you see how much care, or what I rather say, production time went into the animation, the fluidity and the choreography of the Boruto anime. And we've seen the last episode, Boruto versus Kawaki, go down with the Karma Seal, ultimately a battle of ideals, with Kawaki submitting to Boruto's suggestion of just following Sarada's order, understanding they have to grow their mental capacity and their physical capacity in order to increase their chakra reserves, their chakra levels, and ultimately help them face Code, with Kawaki presenting the idea of Jigen's methods of training being more efficient. And you can see somehow the small relations between both Kawaki and Mitsuki, understanding that Orochimaru used to train Mitsuki, wouldn't say as similar as to how Jigen trained Kawaki, but in a sense of through strict combat training, Mitsuki got trained by Orochimaru. Now, in terms of the actual episode, I really did enjoy the episode for the mere fact that they introduced a lot of aspects that expand on certain concepts in the Boruto manga. For instance, why does Boruto not use his Karma Seal? Why did we go through the Fanato Ass Clan arc and the whole Boruto Squid Games arc, and he didn't even access his Karma Seal one time, and the one time he did access it, we are not going to talk about that time, right? But why is it? And we understand Boruto is afraid of not necessarily losing control of himself, but rather hurting those that are around him, which is very much understandable. And he comes to the conclusion, and they did a very good job of showcasing, well, it's gonna be weird when we go through all this anime only content. Boruto has nothing to do with his Karma Seal. Then randomly the manga content, it seems like Boruto is used to his Karma Seal, he's using his Karma Seal. So this episode does a really good job of showing us that switch up, where Boruto now accepting the fact that karma is a part of him, and he can't be picky with whatever power he has, and he's gonna be willing to use whatever power he needs to in order to face the enemy that's in front of him. So it's a good result we see there for Boruto. And then as for Kawaki's sake, we see the decline in power, which is very obvious in terms of Kawaki not having the Karma Seal again. But mind you, should I still say this? Kawaki versus Garo, that should be peak Kawaki with no Karma Seal, not this Kawaki that got dragged around like a rag doll by Boruto this episode. I'm not going to be too picky about it, because in the manga, he definitely lost a fight, and it was much more quicker than what we got in the anime. However, those punches Kawaki was taking, like, bro could have definitely got up. Like, let's not play stupid, by God. Now, I really did enjoy overall the entire episode. A small added scenes that they add, some of the scenes that they took out, I understand the complaints, but you know me, like, I'm not here to just make my day bad by understanding the things that Boruto anime, the Boruto producers does wrong, right? At the end of the day, we got what we got, and let's just move forward and hope for better in cases that we deserve better, and hope for consistency in cases that we got over the top equality, over the top production and things like that, right? The next episode, the preview, they're trying to be a little slick with it. We understand the things that are going to be going down, and based off of the chapters that they will be adapting in the next episode, further inclination on Code and Ada. And Mita, I remind you, Ada's Senrigan activating last episode was very it was visually pleasing. The visual aesthetics was all there. I wish the amount of time that they took on Ada's eye, they would just spread that out throughout the entirety of the Boruto episodes, because Ada activated is like, I like the whole starry vibe, the whole solar system vibes, because essentially she can see all things, so it fits the aesthetics right there. In the manga, when she activates her eye, you can tell they're going for the same vibes, but they just color everything black and show a couple of white dots in the background. Whereas here we see the light reflections, we see the stars, literally we see the galaxy in her eyeball. So it was really cool to see that, and to see how their ultimate relationship develops. This little faulty, that's why I've been calling it in the manga, this faulty alliance, this little shaky alliance between Cole and Ada, because Ada was trying to get this man up out of there from the jump. But we already went over the episode synopsis for Boruto episode 289, right? Reading towards the end of the paragraphs, Code ultimately being introduced by another person, by Ada, who will ultimately be their third ally. We see this guy in the anime opening. Everybody's heard me say his name, so it's not nothing for me to be like, oh, anime onlys, just close your ears. It's not really a spoiler. We're waiting on the introduction of Daemon. Now, they done this on purpose because they didn't show Daemon in the preview, because next episode, if done right, or if expected to be done how it's supposed to be done, we're gonna see Daemon showcase his powers. We're gonna see Daemon similarly how we first saw Code introduce his power, introduce his fighting style. I believe I'm going to say we're going to get that same level of animation or better. So I'm not going to get my hopes too high up, but if it goes above expectations, great. If not, well, we're still going to be pushing forward with the story at the end of the day. So Damon's introduction next episode is something I am very much looking forward to. Not only that, because the way that they've been snapping on Ada's eyes and her design, I want to see how they draw Damon's eye. And if they have any emphasis, because those y'all who read the manga, to this day, I've been speculating that there's something going on with Damon's eye as well, because his pupils look very different, very designed, very like intricate, as well as Ada's, especially when Ada activates her Senrigan. So is there any significance into Daemon possibly having a dojutsu, and will the anime possibly give us any small inclinations as to Daemon's other abilities based off of the things that we already understand that Daemon is capable of in the manga? We know that previous times when the anime adapts manga content episodes, they give us foreshadowings, or they give us small details that lead up to the main events or main things that occurred in the manga, that whereas in the manga it just happened, or in the manga it just, you know what I'm saying, took place right then and there, versus the anime we see the build up and we see the small signs pointing towards said things. So in terms of Daemon's abilities, I'm excited to see how they actually portray that next episode, and excited to see if they have any type of emphasis on this guy's eyes, similarly to how they do with Ada. But until the next video, until Boruto episode 289, it's your boy Black 3, long face, skinny body. Comment below how y'all feel about the Boruto anime currently, the Code arc, and its production going so far, and what things are y'all looking forward to in the episode 289 release. Until my next video, holla at you, I'm gonna holla at y'all. Black out. Yes, sir. Ski.
We take a trip to the sky, show them that our limits too high.
Cocoa butter hips on the waistline. She said